allow the two children to attend the budget every year. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there. You are welcome back. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us tonight. It is Mayegun Live. Please read the caption of the broadcast as usual, the description as well, and share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell all of them. Mayegun today. Today again. So thank you so much for joining me once again. But now we are just going to go straight into it. Today, a young man who has become more like frustrated is done, decided to stage a solo protest in Abuja. And the protest is because of the hardship in Nigeria. You saw the video earlier. Well, I have an extended one for us tonight, but this is the story behind it. Said this young man have lost his business, he's lost this, he's lost that, simply because of the subsidy removal. He can no longer continue. So he decided to climb the MTN Mast in Abuja. It is like climbing a 5 or 6 story building and then threaten to jump unless Tinubu brings back subsidy. This is the note purportedly left by him before the drama that followed. So let's read the content. He said, long enough. On behalf of fellow Nigerians, I demand the following. 1, government should return fuel subsidy. 2, government should declare state of emergency in Zamfara, Sokoto, Kebbi, Katsina, Kaduna, Niger, and Borno on insecurity matters and take immediate action to clear those terrorism in the above listed states and the country at large. 3, government should open borders for food importation in order to eradicate food shortage in the country. 4, government should immediately respond to the problems of out-of-school children, which is increasing rapidly. These are the major Nigerians' problems, and I am ready to sacrifice my life for the solution to them. I'm calling for fellow Nigerians to join me on this, what is this? On this list. Okay, I don't know. Then he said it's long enough for government to stand by and do nothing while Boko Haram, bandits, and kidnappers are killing people in the country every day. Long enough for citizens to continue suffering from hunger. Long enough for inflation rates to continue rising rapidly. Long enough for number of out-of-school children to continue increasing. Long enough for me to keep quiet. Justice for the masses. This is the message from the young man who we believe has had enough. So they started begging him to calm down. Don't worry, they will do all of that. And guess what? Coincidentally, this afternoon, Tinubu's regime announced that they are going to now remove import duties, as in taxes on imported goods. Everybody who wants to bring food to Nigeria, import food to Nigeria, please bring them. You will not be taxed. So the young man was up there for more than an hour. At least they were with him, begging him to come down. Before he came down, then he now spoke. A long watch. Let's go into it.
I am very sure that you will come up with ideas, you will come up with better solutions to see Nigerians through. You may end up being the only person who will give the best advice to the president of Nigeria, and his team. By staying alive, you can come up with ideas. We have seen your cry, your plight, all that you have written. On the ground here, we have federal government well represented. make sure this message goes viral. It will go down to the grassroots. It will get to the federal government, it will get to the president's table. We have made your phone number, so we can communicate with you directly, and in the language you will understand. But for this particular act of sacrificing your life, that simply shows how much you care for this country. You are a true citizen of Nigeria. Please, we want you to know that we love you, your family loves you. We don't know members of your family. We would have invited them here to come and talk to you. How will you feel if you have children, you have a wife, you have a father or a mother, and you want to abandon them and go away? Our man is an island. You cannot say you are helpless or you are useless. No. Everybody can make an impact. And this is the way you are making an impact in this country, which we all appreciate. And that is why government has sent us here to come and talk to you, to show you how much Nigeria loves you, how much the world loves you. So your family loves you. We don't know members of your family. We would have invited them here to come and talk to you. How will you feel if you have children, you have a wife, you have a father or a mother, and you want to abandon them and go away?
To me, this is a great citizen of Nigeria. This is a great citizen.
He is now with the FCT Emergency Management Agency, where the police are trying to get hold of him as we speak.
For Nigeria, for me and you,
Face of the young man.
you are such a great son of Nigeria. We are proud of you that you did not take your life. You have kept yourself alive. Thank you. Give us ideas. Thank you. Give us solutions. One head cannot build a forest. One person, we need good heads. Whatever good ideas you have to see that you will give us. And that is why we are happy that you are alive and healthy. And I thank you as your mother. You have wiped my tears away. Look at me and see that I was crying. I cried. The cry, two things. I was crying because I love you. I was crying tears of joy because we have somebody who is ready to sacrifice his life for this country. Can we have your name? Shaibu. Shaibu Alhaji Yusuf. Where are you from?
I'm from Borno State.
Borno State.
Yeah,
Listen.
I'm from Zamfara and Katsina, so I know the hotness, insecurity, and hunger that's worrying this country. That's why I can try all my best and I can sacrifice my life to see that people in my country are free from these problems.
Thank you. Thank you.
The house and kid,
the Hausa?
Sunana Shu'aibu Alhaji Yusuf.
Me yasa ka Hausa man
Daga Borno State nake.
Okay.
Sannan duka abokaina da wanda muke tare da su a nan sun taho ne daga Zamfara, Katsina da kuma wasu wuraren da ake fama da matsaloli. So na san wahala da irin matsalolin nan kasancewa jiha ta Borno State ta yi fama da wannan. Sannan mutanen da muke tare da su kullum muna jin abubuwan da suke faruwa a jihohinsu. So bani da wani abun da zan iya yi wa ƙasata da na yi bayar da rayuwata don samun sauƙi wa mutane na. Wannan shine abin da zai yi.
Ya matsayin karatunka?
Na secondary school and then na fara NCE a shekara na ƙarshe ban samu na kammala ba.
Me yasa baka kammala ba?
Sabida matsaloli na siyasan makaranta.
Ba ka da kudin makaranta ne ko yaya?
A'a, ba haka bane.
Amma kana so ka ci gaba da karatu?
Ina son ci gaba.
Muka saka a makaranta, zaka je makaranta?
Na'am.
Yanzu ka shirya zaka ba gwamnati shawara
kana da abubuwa akai shawara da kake gani zai taimaka akan insecurity a Nigeria da batun matsalolika na makaranta? Kana da shawaran da zaka ba gwamnati akan rashin abinci a Nigeria? So he is ready to give ideas.
Thank you.
Okay then. Thank you. I don't know. Please, let me complete my work. Let me complete my work, please. TV, do we have anywhere you sell food here?
Yeah, they should give him food. Let him eat.
No, let him eat before you go with it.
Yes.
I want to complete my work, sir. We are the first responders.
Yeah, where do you have food here? Yes, ma'am.
Can I take you just a few of you to a space? I'll make sure I'll arrange it.
Good. Perfect. Perfect.
What do you do?
No. If we have non-Nigerians that are watching tonight and they are reading the comments, they are just going to conclude like Nigerians don't get any human feelings. Because, number one, don't ever try to kill yourself for Nigeria. That's the number one mistake ever in your life. Don't ever say, I am ready to lay down my life for Nigeria. That's the number one mistake. Because you see that Nigerians that you are saying, I am ready to. They are the same people who will tell you, if na Onyibo decided that they want to die because economy is bad, when you are reading all the comments, what you are going to be reading, oh, I'm so sorry, Jack. Oh, they should need to give him a psychological this, psychological that. Everybody will begin to react. Oh, can we start a GoFundMe? Can we please get him? Oh, please, who knows? You know, that's what you'll be reading in the comments. In Nigeria, a lot of us have become so insensitive that it is wrong for anybody to think you can die for anybody in Nigeria, because they will tell you, say, who send you? I will send you. You see, as the guy was coming down, some of you have started changing your mind. Normally, you will see Nigerians as if the guy jump out there, whoa, yeah, Jesus Christ, Jesus. But as the guy was coming down, some of you probably started laughing as you are watching. This one no serious, Joe. This one no serious, Jerry. Give us somebody else who is serious to jump. This is what the government and the successive politicians in Nigeria, this is what they have done to us. So if you are a non-Nigerian reading and all of that, and you are wondering, how come everybody is not doing like an ambulance? Like, wow. Like, you know, it is because you can't die for anybody in Nigeria. It's just, you know, I have something to say. Listen to me. No matter what you are going through in Nigeria, I beg, if you get to the stage whereby you are contemplating taking your life, I advise that you speak to someone. There is more to life, right? Than whatever situation that you are currently passing through. Any situation, just talk to people. It's just that in this part of the world, when people become suicidal, it's either because somebody broke their hearts, or it's because they are just like feeling too lonely, or it's because they couldn't find partners or find a job, kind of like that. Sure, you get. But for Nigeria, it's just the worry about hunger. Some of the people that are suicidal in Nigeria, or some of them that are complaining about hardship and the rest of that, Now, actual food they are complaining about. They're not interested in all those things about life ambition. They are secondary. Food. You see some people that will be like, I have decided to end it now because of food. You see some people who won't kill themselves if you offer them food. You realize that they actually they want to live. So that's why it's pretty much like talk to somebody. I know sometimes it will be like there's nobody talking to you, nobody responding to your messages and the rest of that. There will always be. Just look around and talk to people. Because I don't understand though. I know there's more to becoming to getting to that stage that you want to off your life. I mean, off yourself. I've never gotten to that stage in my life, and I have sort of I feel like no matter what I am facing, I will talk to people. I will have people around me. I can share them. When you share these things that you are bottling inside, that you have nobody to talk to, right? Yes, Nigeria is hard. Yes, Nigeria is this or that. Baba, I can advise you to kill yourself, right? So, and I believe there are so many hotlines, helplines for people who are suicidal. I'm so sorry that I should have picked up with this program. But any of you who know them, please help me post them in the comments. At least, everything will be cruise. As for that guy that climbed the mast, came down, well, now the negotiator, the woman that brought him down, says maybe she's a psychologist. So hopefully they work with him, and they told him that he should give them the idea on how to make Nigeria better. And I hope it works. Okay. Yeah, let's leave that and go on to reverse states. So they have never left the news. Where Wike and his loyalists, Fubara and his loyalists, and the battle for the wallet of river states. The last you heard of them was that the Amawule-led House of Assembly members, they are no longer House of Assembly members in river states. The moment they camped to APC from PDP, their seats were declared vacant. But they insisted that they were still lawmakers. In fact, they were complaining that most of the abuse they passed or the laws they passed, Fubara chooses not to interact with them. And Fubara himself was like, I don't really have any business with this guy. So everything ended up in their usual Nigeria courts, the cash and carry courts. And they have all been doling out different judgments. Or should I say, these different, the two camps, they have been interpreting every judgment that comes out of the Nigerian court their own way. There was a judgment that said that status quo should be maintained. And according to them, the status quo was that you have decamped and you are no longer members of Rivers State House of Assembly. That's the status quo. But to the Wike's loyalists, no, status quo was when we were members of the assembly. That's what the court said. Meanwhile, the other 3 or 4 guys who are loyal to Fubara, they themselves, they were sitting, like conducting the business of lawmaking, you say. So today, the 2 of them sat at different locations. I don't know which one is authentic, though. Those loyal to Wike claim that since the court said the status quo should remain, that means they are still lawmakers and everybody should just continue as it is until the court will decide if them decamping means they've lost their seat. And this is actually a ruling that is already in place, a final ruling by the Supreme Court of Nigeria. If you decamp from your party without any established division within your party, you will lose your seat as a lawmaker. It's there, but they took it back to their court again. for new interpretation, just for this whole drama to play on Nigeria democracy. So status quo, everybody is now doing status quo according to their own interpretation. But when the Fubara people met, they pretended that, well, everything is fine, nothing is, I'm the speaker, and these are the members, 2 other members. The 27 members of Emewule, loyal to Wike, they also sat somewhere, and they also believe that they are still the majority and they are the lawmakers. So as the Fubara guys were doing their own business, Wike's guys were doing their own business, and their business is to actually go after Fubara. Anyway, the whole point of this whole problem, they are, So today when they start, they now ordered Fubara. They gave him 7 days. 7 days to represent the 2024 budget for them to deliberate and pass it or otherwise. Now that's the 1 week set now that a lot of you should probably also look forward to. But as for today, well, I think I can share with us part of the supposed court order read by one of their judges in Nigeria, in Port Harcourt. Listen to this, and maybe you can interpret it to what you think the man is saying. What do you think this judge is saying?
In this appeal, the respondents contended that affidavit of extreme urgency was filed at the trial court, but a careful reading of paragraphs 9, 10, 11, 12, and 17 of the affidavit in support of the motion ex parte will show that the course of action arose on 13/12/2023, and the appellants have been carrying on with their duties without any hindrance. Between 13/12 and 8/5/2024, the first to third respondents did not take any legal action to challenge the act of the appellants. The first to third respondent delayed for more than 140 days before bringing the action. What this means is that there is no more urgency on the part of the respondents. The delay is self-induced. That first to third respondents prayed the trial court to declare first respondent as the legitimate and substantive Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, while other reliefs concern membership of Rivers State House of Assembly. Consequent upon the foregoing, the ex parte order of interim injunction, having been made without jurisdiction, is null and void and of no effect. I'm of the view that the trial court lacks jurisdiction to entertain and determine the suit. In the results, this issue numbers 1 and 2 are resolved in favor of the appellant and against the respondents.
As copies.
Furthermore, it was contended without affording the appellant's hearing, the lower court proceeded to decide that the appellants ought not to parade or hold themselves as members of the Rivers State House of Affairs, the Rivers State Legislative House. By virtue of the provisions of Section 36 of Section 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, principles of natural justice, the appellants are entitled to fair hearing within a reasonable time by the trial court before the adverse and prejudicial pronouncement and determination complained of, which were made by the said ex parte order.
So ex parte order that stopped Mowule groups parading themselves as members of Rivers State House of Assembly, and then bringing the other guy, who is a Fubara's guy, as the speaker. Okay, so that is what they are challenging, appealing, and the court said, let the status quo remain for now. What is the status quo? Mowule has been removed and the others are no longer members of the assembly, Or they are still members of the assembly, but the court will determine which one is legal and which one is not legal. Okay. Here is Ayan Waso, is a former presidential candidate of the NRP, Abina, NPR. I don't even know his party. He has something to say. He's a politician, so don't take everything he said like holy.
Now on the activities in rivers. Let us understand what happened in rivers. One morning, 27 lawmakers left their party that brought them into office and joined another party, and still continued to operate as if they were lawmakers. Section 109(1)(g) of the Constitution made it very clear. It doesn't need a court process. That when you were elected into the State Assembly under a political party, if you leave that political party to another political party, you shall lose your seat. It is automatic. Well, when they continued, they discovered that they goofed, that the man who instructed them to leave did not think through it very well, because he had disagreement with the governor. We don't want to get into what happened between Wike and Fubara. That is their business. But we are talking of things that will strengthen this democracy. When the law provides that certain things be done in a particular manner, you must do it in that particular manner. They have been running from pillar to post. In fact, they ran again in order to come back to PDP through the back door when they discovered that they have lost the seat. And indeed, they have lost the seat, finally, unless they come back through another election. So when they discovered, they now went to court. They got PDP legal advisor to file a case. They have not left. The other party say we have not received them. No, that's not what the law says. You need not join another political party. Once you have left that party, one, to join another party, or you may decide not even to go back to the house or under any political party. The law says you have lost your seat. So this second attempt to come back to the party you abandoned through the back door will also not work. We want to see that judge, even when they have sworn to an affidavit in court that they have left, they declared openly on video, on television. We want to see that judge in Nigeria that will say they have not left because their name is not in the register of the other political party, or because they have not been, their party said they have not left. Leaving a political party that the vehicle you use into the State Assembly is a personal decision. It has nothing to do with your party. It has nothing to do with the party you want to go to. It has nothing to do with some other places you want to go to. Ever since then, there have been demonstrations sponsored by Abuja to create mayhem, to justify a state of emergency. And God caught one of them with explosive. And his hand was chopped off amongst the Abuja group that went to demonstrate against the governor. Have you heard anything about it since then? So we don't want to go with the impression that the government in Abuja, the federal government and the president, is giving tacit approval to what Wike is doing as minister.
Meanwhile, like I said, today, the Fubara's guys who sat in the government house, a place provided for them by Fubara after the bombing, the explosion that took place in December 2023, when the State House of Assembly was bombed. Now it's partially shot to be fixed, right? So they met. I'll show you how it was, just like, skeletally, sort of. Look at them. I forgot to add. All right. In order for it to look like assembly. So what they have done is that they kind of bring in their party members, Fubara supporters to sit and fill up the room. The only lawmakers in that room, well, as in the faction, there are only just 4. The speaker and 3 others are the main lawmakers in that room. So don't think all the faces you are seeing are lawmakers, no. But they kind of want to make it look like that. Usually by law, right, you could go to the gallery and listen to the proceedings of, and watch the proceeding of the elected lawmakers making their laws or debating and all of that. Like normally you could do that. But in this instance, right, it's just for the optics, okay? Showing to us that with the Wike and his guys, they could be kind of, making scenarios and all of that. To us, they don't exist anymore. This is how we run things now. So let's go back in there.
Correspondence from His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Rivers State. And I'll read. Right, the Honorable Victor Okojumbo, Speaker, Rivers State House of Assembly, Port Harcourt, requests for screening and confirmation of Barrister Emmanuel Frank Fubara as Commissioner nominee. Pursuant to Section 192 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, it is my pleasure to forward Barrister Emmanuel Frank Fubara to the Rivers State House of Assembly for screening and confirmation as Commissioner and member of the Rivers State Executive Council. Thank you for the prompt attention accorded to my requests by the House, and please accept, Mr. Speaker, the assurance of my highest regards. Signed, Sir Seminala Fubara, Grand Service Star of Rivers State, Governor of Rivers State.
Screening and confirmation of Commissioner nominee. 2. Rivers State Emergency Management Agency Bill 2004 HA1, second reading. 3. Rivers State Transport Authority Reform Bill 2004 HA2, second reading.
The Honorable Speaker, dear colleagues, I rise this morning to move a motion that the Commissioner nominee be ushered into the chamber. I so move.
I also second the motion ably moved by my friend and brother, the only good boy in the century. I so second.
Welcome to the Halo Chamber. Emmanuel Onengie Frank Fubara. Please stand up.
I am an indigene of Ebonyi local government area of Rivers State. In agricultural local government area of Rivers State. I am a legal practitioner based in Port Harcourt, and I've been in legal practice for 26 years
But before I graduated and became a lawyer, I attended Calabari National College, Buguma, and obtained wax certificate in 1988. Thereafter, I proceeded to Rivers State University of Science and Technology, now known as Rivers State University, and obtained my LLB certificate in 1996. I then proceeded to Nigerian Law School and was called to bar in 1998. Thereafter, I enrolled in the National Youth Service in Lagos and passed out in 1999. And then I commenced my legal practice thereafter. I started my practice in Lagos, subsequently moved to Abuja, and then finally relocated to Port Harcourt, where I opened my law office and christened it as Frank Fubara and Co. I'm the managing solicitor of that law office, and we have been in practice ever since. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Two questions for Mr. Nominee. First question is, in your CV, it has always been a private sector venture for you. I have not seen anyone you served in the public sector. I wish to ask, how will you cope in this newfound environment? And the second question is, right from when your name was forwarded to the House, we saw Fubara, and what came to our mind is Executive Governor of Rivers State. We want to know, is there any linkage? Is it your elder brother, your father, or anything? Thank you.
Leader, the name Fubara.
I saw a lot of posts on social media alleging all sorts of things. But let me put the past very clear. I am from Abonima, and I have no any blood relationship with the governor. The only relationship I have with him is a working relationship. That is it. Secondly, in respect to this your public engagement of whether I have been involved in any public engagement, yes, I have.
At least you're enjoying the circus, are you not? It's a circus show, but it is what it has become. It didn't end there. I'm going to show you everything before I actually add my own, what my view is, right? I just wanted to see how the Fubara guys are running things to make you feel like everything is fine. You know, like we have just screened a commissioner nominee. We have just moved a bill. We have passed the bill on transport, so bill in Rivers. Like everybody pretends, all right? Let's watch the rest. Mr. Fubara, continue.
I have been appointed into several committees, several boards, commissions in Rivers State. And I believe that has also built my profile, you know, to engage in public service. I believe and I know that I have the requisite qualifications, the requisite experience to handle, as you know, the law profession, we are regarded as learned. We have touched almost every sector that you can just imagine. And I know that wherever I find myself at the end of the day, I will be able to discharge the duties of my office creditably.
Commissioner nominee.
Sukari, good boy, Sukari, leader of the 10th Assembly. In a way of advice, I would say, Mr. Commissioner nominee, as you start your job, look at the face of these people here. They've played a role in ensuring that you are admitted into the executive arm of this fast-moving government, a government that turned Rivers State into a construction site, And we wish you well in this new journey and pray that you support His Excellency to deliver on his given mandate. On this note, may I move a motion that the commissioner nominee be escorted out of the chamber. I so move.
Deputy Speaker.
My dear colleague, I rise to second the motion moved by the leader of the House that the commissioner nominee be escorted out. I say second.
I'll say, Mr. Speaker and my colleague, we shouldn't waste much time in debating on the charisma, the qualification, and the standard of the nominee before us. And I urge my colleague to, without any further delay, to approve this nomination. I so move.
In line with the leader and his suggestion, I want to simply do his line. Reason being that I've been issue, I've said that the commissioner nominees, I know him for over 15 years running. And there's a common word I used to use. He has impeccable character. A man that is known to the people. The man is receptive, very accessible. A man that, if given this opportunity, will serve the state, as I know, to the best of his knowledge and ability. I want to join the leader of the 10th Assembly to say that there will be no need wasting much time in this confirmation or debate. Mr. Speaker, I want to indulge you because the law is at your bosom. You decide how much you want to cut and how less you want to leave. Please, let us, without any further delay, allow him the easy passage as a second.
The commissioner nominee, Emmanuel Onengie Frank Fubara, be approved for his appointment as a commissioner in Rivers State. Say aye. All those against, say nay.
I have been appointed into several committees.
Yeah, that's the end of the circus on that part. The man they are all working for, Sim Fubara himself, has a message for Wike, because this same afternoon as well, remember those local government chairmen, former chairmen loyal to Wike, they also went to court. Because the lawmakers that were loyal to Wike, they said because Fubara failed to conduct local government elections, so they extended the tenure of office of the then local government chairman against the law. So they amended the law according to them and gave them extra time. So that was when Fubara sent them away. Anyway, they had to go. So they went to court. That the court should tell Fubara that what Emewule and his guys, what they did is the right thing. Therefore, they are still the local government chairman. At least we saw all of that at the time, yeah? So here is Fubara's message on his own to Wike, kind of a jibe.
I want to also say this, I believe, is a live coverage. Fubara is not an ungrateful person. If I were a bad person, you can't hide character that is bad more than 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, 8 years, even more than 8 years. For 16 years, if I was a bad person, everybody would have known. But even your own child that is in your house that you gave birth to. Let us start with even the girl child. You get to a stage, your girl child will enter the bathroom and lock the door. Is it not? Even if I was forcefully, they forcefully put a feeding bottle on my mouth. If I get filled up, won't I pull it out? So when people stand outside and say, I want people to ask them, in your own good conscience, what is that bad, that wickedness, that ungratefulness that this man has even shown or done? But I leave that one to God, who will judge everybody.
Now, we'll leave it to God. We're the weakest men and not leaving it to God. Grown-up men who believe that Fubara is disrespecting their leader and destroying his political structure, the same structure that brought him to power, Fubara. And practically, it's just about the wallet of a River State, the River State boss. So we're the weakest men this weekend, celebrating with the weakest award, right? Who knows to say? I mean, sort of a single praise, as you know, right? But it's different from the one I showed you last night. This one is a different one. Take a look.
No more peaceful protests again now, because peaceful protests know they work. Yes, peaceful protests, you know they work. More turn out to one man, more enter so scatter everywhere. More shook, waiting no good.
But my last year, but you know why I let that video last that long? Is that I would want to say, I would say this to some of you young people that will come across this video. Okay. I know Nigeria is tough. I know the whole system is rigged against you. But please, my dear, do everything you can, rightly, legally, so that you don't grow up and end up in videos like that at your age, old age. Imagine you in your 60s, in your 50s, in your 70s. We know the Wike is our leader. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? All for, because it is true. These are the reasons why you will never have good roads. You will never have good schools. You will never have good hospitals. You will never have electricity. You will never have any real good standard of living because of this. They are in their millions across Nigeria. And when I say in their millions, I'm just talking about their extension that way. They feed from the crumbs that the rogues like Wike and Fubara and the rest of them throw their ways. So whatever you do, please, my dear, don't end up like that too. Try and not end up like that. There are many thousands, hundreds of thousands of them. We call them political jobbers. They are the ones who are waiting for their turn to be councillors. They are waiting for them to be appointed. Their appointment is not because they want to serve anybody. The appointment is simply because it is going to be seen as a reward for doing what they are doing for years. They are still waiting for their own reward. I hope you understand. Talking about, reward. NASU, ASU. Oh, you saw this, your academic, what do you call them? The academic staff union in Nigeria. Well, I don't know if you know, there is going to be the shutdown of some of your schools. Well, maybe not shutdown of your schools, but the staffs of some of these your schools, colleges, university, including ASU. Do you know they have a plan for downing tools from tomorrow because of unpaid salary, unpaid pension allowances, and so on? Yeah, I'll show you. Please listen to this conversation.
Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Maybe you give us a short version, sir, of the background to this particular agitation for those in the know. For those who are not in the know, I should say.
I can't hear you.
Go ahead, sir.
I can't hear you.
Did you hear my question, sir?
No.
I was saying that just a short version of the background to this current agitation by SANU and NASU.
Yes, thank you very much. That is very, very important and imperative. We need to know where the problem we have now at our hands emanated from. What we have on ground now emanated from the 2009 agreement. The workers in the university under the auspices of SANU and NASU agitated that the 2009 agreement was overdue for review. That was on at a time and nothing was done again. And in 2022, we have to go on strike to press home that agreement, the renegotiation of that agreement. Again, we have the issue of earned allowances. We have the issue of our state university poor funding, and we have the issue of inconsistencies of IPPIS. And at the end of the day, 2022, in August, the then Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, called the two unions to a meeting where it was agreed, and we committed all that we agreed upon into writing, where 50 billion was earmarked for the payment of earned allowances for all the workers in the university and inter-university centers, where there was a solution to be proffered to appeal to the state government to fund the state university properly. There were issues on ground whereby even for 5 months, 6 months, some workers in the state university were not paid. And we were agitating on that how much is this salary that you will still be owing the workers. These were part of the issue, and they were communicated into writing. And interestingly, it was signed that no member of the two unions will be victimized. Lo and behold, 4 months' salaries were withheld, and that will tell me to be victimization, because if you withhold our salary, you have victimized us. And when this president came on board, he said he has granted a waiver for the payment of this withheld salary to the university workers. Lo and behold, since last year up to now, our members of NASU and SANU are yet to receive this money. These are the problems on ground currently.
So for proper context, the withheld salary, it has to do with the strike of 2022. Am I correct?
Very well.
But I understand that
ASU
was paid 4 months of the withheld salary. NASU and SANU were not paid. Am I correct, sir?
Thank you very much. Yes, okay. Yes. After the waiver.
Okay.
Go
ahead, please.
After the waiver, our counterpart in the academics were paid 4 months out of about 8 months. And ours were 4 months, and nothing had been paid. All that we kept hearing is promise upon promises, and nothing has been done up to now.
So besides promises, what exactly are they saying for not paying? Is it paucity of funds? And because I know you've described it as unfair treatment, insensitivity, discrimination, and all of that. What exactly are they explaining to you as a reason for not being able to pay?
Yes, we met with the Honorable Minister of Education and the Minister of Education for State and even Permanent Secretary of Education on Thursday last week. All we were told was that the papers have been transmitted to presidency and that they believe that something will be done. Nothing concrete came from the meeting we held with the Honorable Minister. And it is interesting again to know that we were invited to a Ministry of Labor. And when we got there, we were told that she was called to the presidency. This is the second time she will invite us for a meeting. We will go there, and she's not on ground. So nothing from any quarter as to why this money is not paid.
So let's go back to your mobilization. How far-reaching are the people? I mean, how far do you want to go with this series of action you're about to take? And have you received any call since you released that letter from the presidency or from anyone from the government?
No, apart from the failed meeting of Thursday, nothing. We have not heard anything from anybody. And our members across the country met in their various branches today, and they will hit the ground running as from tomorrow. And like you rightly said, we will appraise it by next week, Thursday on the 18th. We are going to do the national protest in Abuja. And after the national protest, if nothing is done, we will get back to the table. The two unions will profile the next line of action.
And the next line of action will be?
Yeah, the next line of action is not what an individual at this point can predict. Because the way we do our things is it will be done democratically, because we'll first of all push it back to the branches who will meet and give us the go-ahead on the next line of action. It's not something that one single individual will define for now.
I just want to take a...
You won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London. Whether you believe it or not, the time is coming when you won't need you.
The reason why you watch that video is because when you are hearing about SANU NASU, ASU, ASUP, Yusuf, and other names like that. They are talking about colleges, university, lecturers. The same set of people that are the ad hoc staffs, or should I say ad hoc staff rather, for INEC. Mr. Yakubu, Nigeria is not a real place. I will continue to remind all of us, it's not a real place. Nigeria is a place where lecturers, university lecturers, senior professors, they will work in cahoots with the election riggers, with the politicians to falsify election, to rig elections, right? Then the politicians will take over the power, then steal their salaries, steal their pension, steal all of their whatever. Then the lecturers will now go on the street and say, we are going on strike. I've not seen anything like that anywhere else in the world. I've not been to many places in the world, but if you have, let me know. Like, you have the power to actually deal with these rogues in a way that nobody has ever dealt with them before. Who said that again? Was it Stalin? Was it Stalin or Gorbachev that said in the third world countries, it is not the votes that count. It is those that count the votes. No be votes, no be your votes matter. Now, person with the counter matter. And guess who are those who are announcing the counted votes, announcing results? Fake results, forged results. University lecturers in Nigeria. Then another set are their own students. Lecturers, they rig election. Students who graduated to go to NYSC, they are also rigging elections. I'm not saying all of them. Some of them have been attacked and killed for resisting rigging, for rejecting bribery during elections, have you? We have seen so many of them that, they can't wait for election. Election, go. Election gig. You are doing NYSC. When they are doing election, or more, you go cash out, have you? They will all work together, rig elections. When the criminals that they collected money from finally gain the access to their own commonwealth, they take all the money, take their salaries, take their, then these guys will come together and say, we are giving you 21 days. We are giving you 30 days. We are warning you. We are going to go on strike if you don't pay us our money. But when another election is coming, they will start lobbying again, lobbying the politicians, lobbying INEC again, so that they can make a quick bucks. And then they repeat the cycle again and again and again and again. So I like listening to them. I just listen to them. When I see especially anything that has to do with university in Nigeria, the lecturers, all of your professors, you go see professor with professor of political science, reputable university. He has published books on how to run a government, on how to fight corruption, on how to do But guess what? He's in bed with the same people that continue to prove his theory as just theory, not practicable. So I don't know. It's unreal. Imagine me, lecturer, professor. They are paying me 400,000 naira. 150 pounds. Professor of the university, 150 pounds a month. And then the election is coming. Person will not even go school. Forged certificate is the governor. The one that is going to be paying me 400,000 naira. Now this guy is taking over 1 billion naira every month from his own states. Living large, living, hundreds of cars, convoy, houses, home and abroad. You lecturer, we rig the election for him. You are just looking at him on TV and say, they're very long. Instead of you to even pay the 400,000 you're not paying us. Now you are not even increasing our salary. Like this, we talk like you will see them lamenting and complaining. Then they will be waiting For the day they will be contacted and be given 1 million, 2 million, or 10 million naira to change the election result. So they don't think or consider that they are going to be victims of what they are participating in. But we don't have any choice now. We don't have any, few months after, they will be back on the streets, shouting or singing, soli, 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 so, whatever. Anyway, here is something I found today. Ebonyi State is is the poorest. Ebonyi is the poorest state in southeast Nigeria. That is where Devulumayi was their governor. I mean, I don't want to feel sorry for Ebonyi, per se, okay? The guys who are chancing and taking advantage of them there, right? Somehow, they have managed to succeed themselves one after the other. Devulumayi, who is succeeded by Mufulu, whatever that one's name. What's his name again? Mufulu, Dipeolu. Anyway, this guy is predecessor, his own godfather that made him governor. Devulumayi, who is now the Minister for Works in Nigeria, the Mr. Coastal Highway. He built an airport. I think he built that with over 57 billion. How much you built your airport, your museum, your national theater? If you are from Ebonyi State here, raise up your hand. Where are you? So this guy he designed airports. And there is no single plane that landed in the at the airports. Initially, they said they were building the airports to attract investors to Ebonyi. Now, nobody is using the place. The one that now succeeded him, who has been unable to pay salaries as at when due, okay? The one that, anyway, see, it can be tiring though, right? Now, one of them came out, and that one is out. He's saying that they are now going to start Ebonyi airline. If people are not going to come and invest in the airports, well, they will just try to kind of make something out of it. So that simply means that they are looking for, okay, they are not. In fact, this lady said they already have investors who have now bought the airports. What the Ebonyi State government want to invest in right now is to buy 5, but she said they've bought it. They've bought them 5 aircraft to start airline, Ebonyi airline, Ebonyi here, or Ebonyi here, Ebonyi here. Listen to her.
40 to 60. And recall, we are going to equally have flights for cargo. This place is both human and cargo. And the cargo, when I was in Addis Ababa, I saw the real cargo department where you have all the warehouses, cassava, yam, just name it, palm oil and all. We will have it here. And it will export.
As when you are putting the ministry, any timeline to it?
To the cargo.
To what we're expecting is Ebonyi Air.
Yeah.
For instance, any timeline to it?
We are we may not put timeline here, but I'm telling you that as soon as possible.
Thank you.
You'll be happy for it.
Thank you.
And many people will be joining. He is very, very down to earth. He knows where our shoes are pinching us because he was once wearing those shoes. He knows that we have cadre of people, level of people, and types of people. All fingers are not equal. So whatever that is good for the geese is good for the gander and not the that. So he has measures for those of them that may be willing. That's why even when he gave out some assistance to some traders, he went down to the people walking along the road. The same thing here. If he wants to apportion any area for people to sell their goods, he will be so happy to help Ebonyans, to lift the Ebonyans up. That is the charter of me.
Thank you.
Thank you. The fan, every approval, it took us time, both the design and the type of print. And aviation is not like ordinary transport sector, that anything goes. If they don't approve the print, you're as good as not wasting. Can we hear ourselves? This is the highest contact point to Nigeria, spiritually and otherwise. Because when the flies start coming in, we have a sponsor that is ready to give us 3 extra flights that will be flying out. Yes, we've already entered into agreement with them, and very soon it will happen. Please help the state. Me, I don't rebuke any press that is writing against me. It makes me to stand up. It makes me to do better. Because if I keep quiet, I will not be able to get it right. And if there are no challenges, people may not sit up. Some people will say you are a fan of radio, you are a fan of television. It's just because I want them to know the truth. Yes. And when you know the truth will set you free. Assuming I didn't call you people when we started here, you saw how this place was. Nobody believed it would be possible. Nobody agreed that it would be possible. But today, we are already facing the truth that it is possible. And more are coming. If we start floating our aircraft, and let me announce to you that this particular area now, we are constructing quarters for all the staff of Abuja. Come on. Yesterday, they've come to measure the site. They will commence work immediately. 3-bedroom flat per each staff. At a point, it may be owner-occupier, but let's hold it at that. Then, as we are coming, by your right, you see a very cleared land. We want to start aeronautic university. We already have investors who are going to help us.
Since you are saying it, my interest is that there are some of the staff
university, and we have what we call the hangars. Yes. Hangars are the mechanics. If you can take my voice,
no, we take
other airports. You know, it's not every state that has. No, not hangars. It's not every state that has airports in Nigeria. Yes. So when you talk of concurrent list, exclusive, it doesn't come there. We are the ones that are taking up real international airports. Others are just small ports. Well, there are 3 projects that I've told you we have investors, and they're already here writing agreements with us. For the first time in Ebonyi State, we have this airport law and gazetting, which is very important. The issue of handing over to the federal government, we are very, very skeptical about it. Very, 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 very careful. Do you know why? The amount they may be giving you now may not be able to even build the terminal building because things are really costly. But if the federal takes over, it will be of economic advantage to Ebonyi State. Very much advantage. They will be able to run the airport. They will be able to, make things work in airport, and the staff will be better off. Yeah. And then the little money they will give us for buying this, we may use it for another investment. So it's a very clear something, and I'm happy that His Excellency is a very sensible man. The next project that is paramount in our mind now is how to bring electricity to the airport. Right now we don't have any source of power. But His Excellency has graciously done the Mobitran road that is holding the power, whatever, TCN from coming in. We have graded the road, we have, done the road very well. We have even, it's a concrete road from Umower to the power station. And the power station is so big. The next one, I'll carry you people to that place. You will see it with your eyes, and you will believe that it's half of this airport. It's very big. You will see the transformers, you will see the, the wire and how we are going to energize there, and down to Afiko now. So the power that will be coming here will be 24 hours. So I want to thank you people for coming. I want to tell you that I am with you If you see anything that you feel somehow, let me know. I may have explanation to that. And then you from coming in, we have graded the road. We have, done the road very well. We have even, it's a concrete road from
nuisance Lele.
I don't want to think that is the best or one of the best brains from Ebonyi State. That can be, can it? Ebonyi can be so mediocre enough that somebody is taking the media on a tour of the airports with Devulumayi commission that's completed. And you are there telling them that, the governor is a very sensible person. He likes to go to the poor people. So he's thinking maybe this side, we are going to give them space the way they can sell all their stuff here. Baba, she's pointing next to the tarmac where planes will taxi to take off and land. You will see what we want to do. You see that side? We want to build staff quarters, 3-bedroom flats. Hey. And in fact, we may even kind of make it home ownership, like you are the staff, and if they give you the quarters, it can become your house. Ni tamaki, ni where plane will be taking off and land. He's pointing there, over there. We will do. We are going to bring transformer. All this, you will see all the wires that is bigger than this airport. Our airport no get electricity. 57 billion naira airport. Built by Devulumayi. The Ojulowo engineer to construct the coastal road. Devulumayi. You see, Papa engineer ni. You see, you remember that when you use 22-inch on the left, 25-inch on the right, and you remove the horizontal one to the vertical one, and it will give you the diagonal angle. You see, is a professional engineer from Ebonyi State, Devulumayi. I'm an engineer. He always say that. He was be like, I'm an engineer. It's my area. I'm an engineer. I have built roads in Ebonyi. I built airports. So I can't believe this. This can't be the most intelligent people in Ebonyi State. I'm just saying, like, we get people with our area. Their intelligence now crooked one. So they are smarter. When they are talking, you can know they are like, but sometimes this kind one is so ordinary. She's there, telling people things that she could just imagine to make them feel good around that place. But none of the whole thing make any sense. Ebonyi State is one of the poorest. It's the poorest in the eastern part of Nigeria. And one of the poorest in Nigeria. One of the most indebted too. One of the most robbed states in Nigeria. And Devulumayi is the minister. Like a very wicked. The people of Ebonyi State, like many other states in Nigeria, are among the unlucky ones. Those are their politicians. The investment, the billions and billions they are putting on some of these things, which mostly are just for money laundering though, right? All these billions could actually they are building cargo airports, but there is no there's this huge government farm or this massive farm in Ebonyi State. Fulani terrorists are there, ransacking the state, kidnapping and killing people as at when they wanted, as we speak. And the likes of, what is that guy's name again? Mufu Olu. What is the name of that governor of Ebonyi again? I should look it up. They are there, But they will tell you, we have turned around the states. We have Nigeria is a place they will tell you, government cannot do everything. Government, you don't expect, there's nowhere in the world that government construct all the road. No government can construct all the road in a place. My politician says that to us, to our faces. And many of us will be like, that's true, Sha. It's true. But you live in the UK. You live in this other part of the world. Every area where humans are living, there is infrastructure to cater for them based on their size or wherever they are located. All over the world, here in the UK, the only place you think the only place that are not really tarred as road will be farms. And when I say farms, I mean where you are planting your stuff. Even your katakata tractor, in the middle of your farm, you will see tarred roads. But Nigerian politicians will tell you, when you tell them everywhere there's no road, they say, government cannot fix, there's no government that can fix all the roads in the world. And you believe them. That is why this Eleyi, dubious Dapo, will repeat the same. This is typical. We have been our best. You know, if you know all the job we have done Oluwole Street. I have done the 6 kilometer Ajanle Koko Street. And then, we have done so many roads. So many roads. No government can finish all the roads. That's what they say to the people. People agree that it's true. No government can finish all the roads. If you finish all the road, which one that other one is going to come and fix? Nigeria is not real. Yeah, he's a credit card fraudster arrested, mugshotted in Florida way back in 1983, 84, 85. Dubious Dapo. He is a governor now. He has something to say about the state with the worst roads in Nigeria. The state that is a third among the states with the highest generated revenues in Nigeria. Yet the state with the worst infrastructure ever in Nigeria. Yeah.
But I want to implore people to be patient with us. We cannot reconstruct.
Look at it says very well. He's a credit card fraudster. He was arrested in Florida in the early 80s for credit card fraud. He is a governor in Nigeria, just like a man that escaped and forfeited over $460,000 for heroin trafficking. A drug dealer is the president of Nigeria now. This guy is a governor in Nigeria.
But I want to implore people to be patient with us. We cannot reconstruct all the roads in 3 years. As a matter of fact, no administration can reconstruct all the roads in Ogun State, not even in 8 years. But we'll continue to be inclusive. So today, we reconstructed Olusegun Obasanjo Street, Priority Road. We've reconstructed Priority Road. We have so many other roads that we consider here. But because there's so much deficit in the infrastructure development in this area, at times it appears as if we're not reconstructing them as fast as they want us to. But my pledge is that I've come here today to see for myself. There are 2 roads that are considerably important to our people. First of all, the day road have given the contractor a marching order that road must be completed in the next 2 weeks. Asphalted the bridge, completed. The deficit that we made on assumption of office was such that we began to wonder what was the previous administration doing. In some instances, they appear to have good intentions. They will go to the roads, they will demolish houses, roads that should not be more than a single carriage, highway, they will turn them to dual carriage. But by so doing, remove all the asphalt that was there serving the people and abandon those roads. We inherited quite a lot of those roads. Some of those roads were federal roads. But our people cannot differentiate between federal or state. They will geolocate their pains where and when they are feeling it. So we had to draw up a priority list. And the priority list, amongst others, factored in the vehicular traffic, the economic impact. But I want to implore
nuisance Lele.
And he's saying all of that simply because the searchlight was beamed on Ogun State. You know, I sometimes want to feel sorry for my people, but there is no point in feeling sorry for anybody. Okay? Everyone deserves what they get. If they do not want it, they know what to do, don't they? Well, I think they should know what to do. My view. Remember that dildo senator? I can't remember his name for some reason. I mean, like, it was removed by a court early this year. You remember? But some said that he's now become a TikTok evangelist. I don't know what he's singing. I know he's praising. I believe he's praising God at some point, right? The people that were supposed to be, people that were supposed to be stoning him, having the opportunity of seeing him as one of those supposed weapons fashioned against them, right? Oh, everybody, then praise God, no. I'll show you.
Of Nigeria.
Great.
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 Greatest.
Yo. Everything is expensive in Nigeria now. God, come and help us. I think that is what he's singing, isn't it? I don't know. I'm just trying to kind of believe that is what he's singing too. Nigeria, only God come down and help us. Nigeria, everything is, I don't know. But that's Elisha Abo, the former Adamawa senator, popularly known as a dildo senator. It's a long story. You don't want to hear the story now. So I was told you I saw a video of Americans returning back to Africa, returning back to Burkina Faso, because Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic that just formed their own confederation recently, they said there is a chance that there are more and more other countries that are going to leave the AU and leave the ECOWAS and join them. But here is that clip of these Africans that are returning back from America to come and join Traore in Burkina Faso and as they are coming back to their motherland, Africa. And Burkina Faso seems to be the home based on this new development coming from that place. See this.
President Traore, who has led the struggle to complete the unfinished business that was started by our ancestors and our Pan-African leaders in 1963 when they created the Organization of African Unity. During that meeting, they demanded the creation of an Africa that spoke with one voice, an Africa that was united. That journey is yet to be finished. What is happening in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger, is just the beginning of a revolution that is way past due for Africa.
Africa must unite, and Burkina Faso has shown us the way. They have opened the doors. They have shown us that the bully can be defeated. That no more shall we continue to give up our lunch. That we too need to eat. And therefore, there is no negotiating with the bully. The bully had to go, and Burkina Faso showed us how to do it. So, Mr. President, I bring you your children, descendants of the formerly enslaved. They have waited over 400 years to return the spirits of their ancestors back home to Africa. When the children of Africa were taken out of Africa as slaves, all they ever wanted to do was to come back home to Africa. Each and every one of them that you see, many of them are coming to Africa for the first. President Traore.
On the first time. Don't worry, I'm going to go look for the full video of her speech. Okay? But I don't know. That's kind of like giving me the vibe of what they did to Nkrumah, what they did to Lumumba, what they did to some of these revolutionaries of the 60s, late 50s and the early 60s. So when I see something like this playing out again, I don't know, it just keeps giving me that vibe of, there is probably more to that. Although, I mean, that's the most I know for me. There's something I also want to add. Okay, this one should have come in a different context. Somehow it's still pretty much useful here. Now that we are talking about Burkina Faso, not Congo. See, in Kenya, things are falling apart so seriously. Tomorrow is Tuesday. It is also going to be another showdown in Kenya tomorrow. And their demand remains, Ruto must go. They are not interested in all these concessions and all that. They are calling on Ruto to shut down and dissolve the government. Call for a new election and let people actually decide and choose those they think can possibly help them out of this whole thing. Ruto is not willing to go yet. But you see, this whole Gen Z thing has exposed the crack within, that the only thing that united some of these criminal politicians together is what they are sharing. When the shove come to push, they will throw themselves to the dogs. The vice president, or the deputy president as he is called in Kenya, has somehow been kind of accused of abandoning Ruto and siding with the Gen Z, pretending that he's not part of the system that this Gen Z are complaining about. He's spoken on this issue many times, and every time he speaks like he is not the vice president of Kenya. Now, why is that? The guy said, well, in case if you don't know, he has always been an outsider. Ruto has his own guys, and his guys have always kind of keep him out of the whole loop. Because by their law, the vice president is just a spare tire. He is not welcome to hear any kind of a security briefings and all that. I can understand that, but I mean, a country in the state of emergency, so the crack became more obvious. Thanks to the Gen Z. The last time they had a program, I think it was yesterday, Sunday. So the wife of the vice president himself. Now listen to this. So part of the reasons why the Gen Z, or part of the conditions given by the Gen Z in Kenya that they will probably look or calm down, would be for the Ruto government to cut off the unnecessary, fraudulent, and corrupt sort of budgets and allocations to individuals. See, the office of the wife of the president, the first lady, they had a budget of over 2 billion Kenya money for her, just for her to host church program, to host pastors from Kenya, from outside Kenya, or go on. That's what the money is meant for. Just enjoy yourself. The wife of the vice president also drawn about 800 million naira money. Kenya money for herself in a year. So she's part of those who are to have their budget cut off as conditions for peace between Ruto and the Gen Z. But the vice president, like I said he's always been treated like an outsider. And he had his shot yesterday. He didn't hold back. Okay? And this is how I believe. I don't know how long Ruto is going to hold it. I don't know how long. The crack is so obvious. Even though the deputy president doesn't want the government to be dissolved, he's asking the Gen Z to wait till 2027 and vote all of them out. Others are saying, no, he's actually preparing himself to take Ruto's job. If Ruto resigns, he will be president. And how could somebody that is a number 2 man in Kenya openly show contempt? That's this Ruto guy talking there, okay? I want you to listen to this. Maybe you will see it the other way. Here is the vice president of Kenya complaining of how he's been always kind of kept out while Ruto was killing the protesters in Kenya. He didn't say it that way. He's probably just exonerating himself and saying, no, yeah, no deal. The crack, if you are a Kenyan watching me, I know you have seen this. We have seen it too, or we are seeing it now. And to those of us who are observers outside Kenya, this is a crack.
So when I started hearing last week that some people want to interfere with that work, one, I heard that our local member of parliament has directed the security officers in Karatina, purporting on orders from above to reopen our bars. One, a member of parliament cannot instruct security officers. And if the security officers in this region are taking instructions from a member of parliament, we shall discipline them. But to my shock, I came last night. This morning, as I was walking around in the village, I came face to face with what I knew a year ago. I found some young men at 6 a.m. in the trenches drunk, which means some bars have been reopened. Let me say this. One, I've never missed a single cabinet meeting, so there is no decision that has been made by the cabinet to stop the war against illicit brew. Anybody stopping that war or undermining it is setting the president and the government against the people. And if you people at the interior think that you want to interfere with this very successful program, so that maybe you undermine the deputy president because he's the one who has been leading this war, you are effectively undermining President William Ruto and his administration. And let me say, Mr. President, if you allow overzealous officers at Harambee House with a political scheme to interfere with this war against illicit brew, those people, those officers will set you up against the people. This is a program that the president gave me for 1 year, and we have succeeded to save an entire generation. And you want, because of stupid, primitive politics, to undermine that program, thinking that you are undermining the deputy president. What happens to our children? What are you going to tell their mothers who are so happy with what the government had done? Please, people at Interior, stop those games. And I want to say, let our officers not take instructions from members of parliament, purportedly from higher authorities. The era of orders from above are gone. If anybody wants to give instructions, let them be in writing. But if a decision has been made without my knowledge that the war on illicit brews should come to an end and people should sell illicit brews, I want to disassociate myself from that decision because I am not part of it. And I cannot be part of such a decision. I can't believe it.
So they said he went to his mom's village to go and lament on how his own supposed oversight, assignment, and all of that have now been sort of like compromised and undermined because some people in the Interior Ministry could just give an order and they don't give a damn about any vice president. The last time they sent a threat to them, so you remember when their own DSS threatened their vice president that we know what you are doing. We have all your dossier. Okay? We hope you will not push us to release them. Kind of. It's a free fall. But I'll leave it at that. That's pretty much what we have for tonight, or what I have for tonight. So I am going to open the line. And that is when, if you want to, you can still be part of it. That is, the number to call is right there on your screen. And when I come back, we can probably take reactions. If you have to go, then we should do better than 500 or so, or 400 of us who have actually liked the video. Let's do more than that. All right? I will be back. Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Maigo, I'm back again. Thank you. I heard that you made mention of the roads as you were speaking about a few minutes ago. I'm so delighted. Oh yes, yes. In fact, it's so great. Yeah, you know, these are the things that we are applauding for. That the Nigerian stupid government should do. But somebody just made beside me just made mention of something that after all this, you've been doing this thing for the past 10 years. Although I started following you about 3 years ago, and then it become more stronger. My followership become more stronger during the election. So because I had hoped that at least things would change if they had allowed it, if they had allowed the people's mandates to be to be the main thing. So basically, I don't know why Nigerian youth are still what they are waiting for, but hopefully very soon, maybe they've set a date now for August, I think, that they will start their own thing. So hopefully they will that will
So you are optimistic,
create a change.
right? Like, I
Yes,
thought you wanted
well,
to ask me a question when you said, "Oh, you have been doing this for the past 10 years now," but it's pretty much like you wanted to be like, when is it going to be effective, or what? I thought you wanted to ask me something there. Hold up, but it's like
yes,
optimistic, right? That maybe
I'm optimistic, but I can understand that our politicians, they use this devalued naira to buy people's conscience. You see, to buy people's weaponize poverty with it, and then until they come to their senses that this this their naira that they are accepting from this politician, in the next few months they will devalue it again, and then before you know what's going on, it's valueless. So until then, we just keep our finger crossed and hope that somebody will will do some, something will trigger something somewhere.
Thank you, Papa.
Thank you for what you are doing. Thank you for what you are doing. We really appreciate. I appreciate everyone. Appreciate what you are doing, really. And then I told you the other day that when next I go to Nigeria, I will get a drone and I'll make sure that I film every single on third road. I will go to some health facilities, where one can really say, look, this is our disrepaired facilities that need repair, but government have just turned a blind eye on them for decades. You see, things like that. So well,
I will be looking forward.
We will talk again tomorrow.
Yeah, just bring those to me. If you go to when you go to Nigeria, right, and you get your hands on such stuff, right? So bring them to
I
us.
will. I will. Yes. By the grace of God, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Have a good night. Yeah.
Nice one. So ODAB is a regular now, and I love it when people become regulars. It doesn't take much to be a regular. All it takes is just you dialing that number, and before you know it, it's just going to become like normal. You see, when people complain about, I've been trying to get you, I've been trying. It's because, it can be very kind of a tough force. So you can be a regular too. They meant to just make it an habit every time you have the chance. Yeah. It's another caller. Hello there.
Aye, Baba.
Irumole.
Brother, me to show you.
How you doing, sir?
I'm very, very well. Okay, I'm good. Thank you, my brother. How are you?
I'm very well too.
I Wicked and my children, how are they doing?
We are there.
Thank you very much for your good job. Please, first, I've never mentioned anyone's name on this our temple before. There is one guy, Olasukomi something. Please, I would love that guy to call in to come and tell us what to do about Nigeria.
Okay.
Maybe I will learn more from him. If he's hearing me, he should please. I don't know which country he is. If he's in Nigeria or he's in Europe. Now all this Agbado is talking about prayer and all those things. Everybody don't fire around there. Guy calling, come tell us what we don't know. I be like saying a new person, just hide come.
People should take it easy on Olamileko or what his name is. So take it easy with them.
Olasukomi.
Olasukomi.
No, Baba. No, Baba. See, Baba. Nobody they take am hard on me. You understand me?
Because we have those. He will meet his kind here who joined this platform a year ago. And they were so positive that all of you don't know. Don't worry. Nigeria with this today, they are different persons. So Olasukomi Abiola Sunkonwa. Don't worry. Irumole.
So I've seen the fire prayer. I just want to ask him which country we're in there. If they hear me, make him tell him Sky Daddy. As Adeboye say very soon, then go the fly. They no go need aeroplane. They no go buy tickets. Make him just say that in Sky Daddy. Make he pray for him or make he call him. Make he pray for him. Make him just fly with all those in prayer. Make I first see that first miracle. If it happen, myself, I swear I go begin follow Adeboye from today. Baba, instantly. You know what they call instantly? I will convert.
You know,
Baba, many people get mental problems. I will tell you. And when you're
the problem is that
Baba, can you buy Jawiri? Why you go to tell me for this 2024? I no talk of maybe 1900 something. No, this 2024, Baba, láyé tó do tìlà, tó do everybody tìlà. Ọmọ tó bá bílẹ̀ ní gan, ó máa lajú sáyé.
Yes.
Now in those days, now if they just born baby, you no go open eye. Okay, we go wait for some days. 2020, ọmọ gan ti lajú sáyé. Now somebody go come dey tell me say, make we no dey condemn Nigeria like that. Make we dey pray for them.
Okay.
Mo sorry gan, Olasukomi. It be like say you get come, so could dey your head though.
And if exposing this rot is called condemning Nigeria, how come those of them that are not condemning Nigeria, how come their own is not making Nigeria better? At least they are not okay, me and you condemn Abi for exposing this, Abi. What about all of them that are supporting it, defending it? How come their own defending and supporting it is not making Nigeria better? How come that me and you say expose on it is the one that is not good for, I mean, mental problem,
Baba,
it is actually a mental problem.
If the Gen Z in Kenya continue praying, making all these useless comments online, and let's continue praying for Kenya government. We should not condemn them. Let's support them. Kenya is still our home. People that is in abroad, these people should come back too and come and support us. Baba, they will not take their future back from the Kenyan government, from the Kenyan politicians. I talked about 2 weeks ago. I say, I wish say I be Kenyan. If you see as I did day appeal, if I did work, make I did watch anything we concern those Kenyans. My I beg, make I leave, make I allow other people calling. My good sister, Cham. I beg.
Now, it can't be like say all of them are telling herself, right? I thought Irumale would just be like, okay, and then I'll take another one. And that's exactly that's who came on now. Charm.
Hello, Maegu.
Hello there.
Good evening. How are you?
Very well, oh. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm going to be really quick on two things because I listened to your earlier broadcast. I wanted to call in, but I kind of missed it. I was just, I'll call in later. Then before I start, Olasukomi, Dewumi, you don't buy market.
No, all right.
Okay.
No, people like that, you say, as long as Sukomi is not becoming unruly. Oh,
no. Oh.
I mean, Charm, no. 1 second, Charm. Listen, Olasukomi, right? This is a place where, indeed, even if you are an Agbado or a unity beggar from Nigeria, okay, you are still welcome. You will be healed here. We will cure you, okay? We've cured stubborn people without your kind of mind too. We will cure you. But while we are working on how to get you cured, you need to be very, very cautious, okay? Don't start throwing things or jibe around. But really nice and be much for people like you. And that's it. Charm, sorry.
No, it's okay. He's not unruly or anything. It's just that he's coming with
Go on.
Yeah, so I just want to tell him, I'm sure he's listening, that take some time and go and review some of Maegun's earlier posts and things like that, so that you can get yourself educated. We're not here to tear down anybody. We're not like you just said, right? If it's by the sheer number of people who are wishing Nigeria well, then Nigeria should be on like one of the top countries in the whole world. It shouldn't be the likes of me and you talking about the problems of the country that will put the country the way it is, that have set the country in the trajectory that it's in. It's not us talking. What we're doing is shining a light and telling people what they need to do. Like the earlier caller talked about Kenya and how they've been able to mobilize themselves. All of those people still ended. Some of them went to church at the end of the day, but they still hit the streets. They went to the churches to put their message out there, to get people buying into their protests and everything. Not that they needed to, because at the end of the day, whatever was happening was going to happen to every one of them. So don't come here on this platform and tell us to be praying. I'm in my 40s, for goodness sake. I'm a Catholic, and I remember in church when we used to pray for Nigeria in distress. I was a teenager when we were praying for Nigeria in distress, and Nigeria has never been in worse distress than it is at the moment. So when I was a teenager, we were praying for Nigeria in distress, thinking that our lives were not great, but we knew that it could be better. Look at us, 2024, almost 30 years later, and we're still praying. Is our own God silent?
Or you are still being blamed for not praying enough?
Or we're still being blamed for not praying enough? We should keep praying. I have nothing against prayer. You can pray as much as you want to, but there's sometimes you just need to roll your sleeves up, go out there and do the right thing.
Prayers
go out there and do the right thing.
Prayers won't fight insecurity. Prayers won't fix economy. People will do. Policy will do. The will to carry them out will do. They don't have all of that, but they want prayer. That's their swear for now.
You just want to fold your hands and think that okay, yes, somehow something is going to happen.
Yeah.
If nothing has taught you, nothing is going to happen. These people are unwilling to let you go. You need to take the shackles off of your feet. You need to take the shackles off of your neck.
Tell them.
Okay, they're pressing you down. You're talking about prayer. We've been praying. We have been praying. People are still praying. Okay, but that's not what's going to set you free. You need to go out there and do what you need to do. Get the criminals out of power. Otherwise, you're wasting your own time. Wow. You will die and your children will still be talking about the same thing. Is that what you want? Those are the options that the Kenyans were looking at. Okay, if even if I die today fighting on this thing, I'm dying so that tomorrow my children don't have to face these same options. They don't have to be in this situation. Okay, so don't come here and tell us that we're doing this or doing that or doing that. No, we're not.
Nigeria well.
We're not wishing Nigeria well.
Now, listen, you have a druggie, okay, a certificate forger, a drug dealer, a Boko Haram supporter. These are the two people who are leading the country. The world knows that. But I am going to be the one. It is me exposing all this corruption that is now,
that is supposed
that is destroying Nigeria image. Is that not madness?
It is pure and sheer unadulterated madness, because what are we asking? What are we saying to ourselves? What is the unintended? What is that message that you're telling your children, that you can be a criminal and you'll be exalted? Is that what you're saying? If for nothing at all, if not the shit job that Kolu has done so far, the fact that you have the likes of him, the likes of Akpabiole, and the likes of all the criminals that you have in power, that is enough. That is just enough to say, you know what? Enough of this nonsense. Just like you said, look at the lecturers. Those ones, they will now call them to come and do election, whatever. They will go. They will go and elect a criminal to come and lord it over you. You that you're supposed to be educated, even though you know everything about that man, and you still put him in power. How stupid can you be? How dumb can you be? And you want us to feel sorry for
your entitlements. Are you being serious?
Nigerians, we're not yet ready. We're not yet ready. When we are ready, when the hunger has hit, not this one that they're still, opening packets of spaghetti to spread around, that cutting yam and people are still sharing and all of that. One day they will not even see that spaghetti to share. They will not see that yam to cut. Then all of you will now come. Let's come, come and tell us to come and pray. Okay?
So that we'll come and pray. Eyes in prayer, and then raise our hands to the sky and call on our sky daddy. God, why do you have to forsake us? Why me? You can shout, why me? And God will just be like, get out of here, Jerry. Let me see front. I know that serious people there. Because that's exactly what that's how I feel like God, their sky daddy actually treats them now. He's done, he's tired. It's like, you guys are not serious. I'm done. Please.
Let me say two more things so that so that I can just let other people call in. Right. You talked about you had that call where an Edo man was talking about Igbo people and how we're the problem for him. And yes, we say, okay, these people are paid bigots and everything, right? But I mean, listening to him, I just said, you know what? I think we need a break from each other. Let's think about it. The Igbos need to have their own space. Yorubas really need to have their own country so that we can heal from the psychological, impact of being part of this, whatever, because it's making everybody mad. How come people who are not your concern, who are not your problem, all of a sudden, you go to a forum and then you now say that all the problems that you're going through in life come from this same tribe? Does that make any sense? So maybe we need
to prove to you that when I said, what do you call it? When I said that Nigerians, whenever you think about Nigeria problems and everything happening, I just don't understand why. I don't understand this problem anymore. Don't worry yourself, charm. Just blame.
No. And then
it's a natural.
Well, again, it's almost like a natural thing. Like the Igbo people are like the whipping boys and the whipping girls of Nigeria. Every problem that arises in Nigeria. Let's not go.
You don't understand what I meant by that, charm. Like some people, even you yourself, somehow you would have to sit down and think what I just said deeper. Like, why should everybody blame Igbo? Do everybody blame Igbos? Is that even real? When you now look around and you remember this audio you are talking about, you know it's real. I've seen it. And that's why I'm saying, in Nigeria, just blame the Igbos.
It's really crazy, and then just finally with regards to, we need a break from ourselves so that we can actually heal from the psychological impact of being in that contraption. Just to heal. Maybe we'll all love each other. The Igbos will get to know each other. The ones that are lost, will find themselves. Right? Exactly. That the Yorubas, those ones who have been.
We used to have all these Igbos, Hausas in. My people don't go back to where they come from. And the Igbos will be like, come on, you remember we used to have the Yorubas here in Europe. I say, I don't miss Yorubas, Sha. I miss Igbos, Sha. That kind of thing. We need to miss ourselves.
Maybe we need to miss ourselves so that we can, we can come back together again. But for now,
go back to their country, right? Miss ourselves.
Exactly. Then finally, this thing going on in River State, right? I just feel like the people don't really understand what is happening to them. They are the ones that are losing in all of these things going on between Fubara, what they call it. There's nothing going on in the country, in that state. no new no new policy, no new nothing. Just Fubara and then what's it called? Fubara and
We are
then
doing
UK.
this road now. Hey, thank you. We are going to fix this bridge now so that you can see that we are working for you. Human capital development, 8 years. There's no single civil service or civil servant promotion in Rivers State. 8 years.
And Mayegu, if nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. These two people will carry on doing this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Another election cycle will reach, and then we're back to square one. So I personally, watching all of this, I feel sorry for the people of Rivers State. They are the people that actually should sit down and think, of what consequences all of this back and forth. We are the ones suffering at the end of the day. We are the ones, like you said, with no human capital developed. We are the ones that infrastructure-wise, we're not going to be anywhere. I think the other day you said they had like 660 people who were going to be special assistants. Tell me, if you're going to pay 660 people, right, in one local government area, where is the money going? Where is any other money for any infrastructure development, for education, for any human capital development? Where is that going to come from? When you are paying 660 people, there's no money. That means that what is said indirectly is that you're not going to develop anything. You're not going to do anything, right? We're just going to be paying people so that Fubara and will say that, oh yes, he's in power. It's really ridiculous.
The one now in charge. Wike is gone.
Exactly. That's all he's doing here. I'm the one in charge. Trying to posture, I'm the one in charge. Meanwhile, nothing is going to happen in that state. And these are the things that Olasunkanmi Adewumi should be looking at. Don't talk about praying. People need to get up and get even people like Fubara out of there. They should get them out of there. They're not doing anything. And they will not do anything. Let me let other people call in a bit.
Thank you, Cham. Okay. It's such a pleasure. Now I have another caller, and I hope this is Olasunkanmi though. Maybe not. Hello. Okay. I actually thought that, oh no, that's network. That time when you connect your WhatsApp, right? Then it's going to say connecting. Unfortunately, I am going to ask, I'm going to ask this caller to possibly try again. So let's take you out of the line without having to block other. Okay, I think I got you now. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Mayegu Baba.
Yes, sir.
How are you, my brother?
I am very well. Hello. Thank you so much, sir.
Long time. This is Ola from Manchester. Ola from Manchester.
Hey, I was thinking that, okay. Are you the same Olasunkanmi that is getting
No. Hey, Mike, God forbid, though.
That should be impossible. Okay. Saola, how are you today?
How are you, sir?
Well,
in fact, I'm fine, thank you. I stumbled on the program because I went out, came back in, and then I quickly jumped in. And I could pick up interesting thing about this religion or this our captors, as well as the politicians are capturing us. The religious leaders too, they have captured a lot of people, able-bodied men who are supposed to go out there to go and secure their future and the future of their children's children, but they are still all hanging about their religious oppressors, who are the carbon copy of the political oppressors. They are not different. The only thing is that one is more violent than the other. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah, that's just the thing. I mean, you are the leaders, you are flying, you are riding good cars, you are having securities, to security officers to protect you as you go up and down the country. But those who are coming to whatever program you're doing or whatever church you are, at various venues, they have to pray or they have to risk their life to come there. Kidnappers, you understand what I'm saying? Fulani terrorists and everything to still come and, so I don't even know what the problem is. Can the people not see
flock to them? You see, despite people knowing all of this, they still flock to them in a way that, it is. Go on.
I don't understand, but I think for somebody like me, even though I'm a believer, I used to be part of them, but the key thing is I'm not throwing away my sense. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not throwing away my
There are
sins.
things that prayers will do for those who are believers. And they also know that there are things prayers will do. There are things that they would have to do themselves. Even if
That's
they have
the
to
point,
ask
but
God for guidance. Please, God, I need
that's
your
it.
guidance. They still have to
That's
physically
it.
do them. Okay?
That's it.
So
Yeah,
mixing
that's
what
it.
prayers would do with what you have to do physically is mocking God. It's actually mockery of God. It's blasphemy.
Of course.
Sir.
Of course, that is it.
And that's
So
what
that's
they're
it. So,
practicing in Nigeria. Blasphemy.
of course, that's it. Yeah, that's it. They are not even serving God.
No.
Because more people are just rushing to get to know God or Sky Daddy because of
And
their
now
problem.
to bribe God and get something back.
So
I want
that's
to.
it. And
We
then,
are doing 40 days fasting in our church. They said everything we want, we can ask God that time. That's why I'm fasting. Really?
Oh yeah,
Is that not what we
God
do?
won't fix the roads. As far as I'm concerned, in Manchester, all the councils fix their roads.
See?
You understand it? Yeah. God won't fix education for you.
Fix anything for you that you can do yourself.
You understand? I've nearly completed my degree course in nursing.
Yeah.
And as a British, I know how much more I got free.
See?
You know, from NHS bursary, nearly I'm talking about £24,000.
See?
Nigeria didn't give me anything. So how do you expect me to now be supporting Nigeria or to say I'm a Nigerian?
You are just an hypocrite. There are many here.
I didn't get nothing. I didn't get nothing throughout when I was there before I came to UK. So I don't understand what people are still there claiming they are Nigerian and getting, and they can all just troop out. You understand it and get, their freedom just like the Kenyans have done. So I think, it's I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to say to our people anymore. I don't know how they've been caged, or maybe the key has been thrown away into somewhere. So I don't know what to do. To do. That's just a concern. But
people will say this is not ordinary. I have heard people say that all the time. That they are using juju on them. Yes, sir.
I don't think so.
It is not ordinary, so to say.
Yeah,
if you see it that way, but it's not spiritual. It's
not.
Juju.
It's not. It's not.
Poverty is a very terrible thing, sir.
I know.
Poverty takes
it's
away. Poverty strips you every humanity in you.
Yeah.
To the point that the politicians in Nigeria who are supposed to empower their people, they weaponize that poverty.
They know what they are doing. Yeah, they know what they are doing.
People will be talking, and you'll be like, what could be the reason?
They know what they are doing.
Is it because
they know what they are doing? They know what they are doing.
You cannot speak the truth. You cannot speak straight.
They know the truth. They know. They travel worldwide. They travel abroad. They see things how they are done. But when they go home, they don't want to replicate it. Election has just been done 2 days ago. Nobody died. Not even the dog or the cat died. And handover was done peacefully. No. So why can't they see that and emulate it? Already, some people are already harassing each other. Is it River State or where you showed us, or Edo State? You showed us yesterday.
And
I said on top what?
Because that's their own election. Which kind of election?
On top of what?
People are not having blood. You are not posting picture on social media and say help us. Which kind of election is that?
You know what? Let's just leave it until maybe there is nothing to eat again. Maybe they're still cutting yam now into pieces to buy. Right? When there is nothing to eat again, maybe our people will wake up. Right? Let me leave it for other people to talk.
Sir.
Thank you so much for tonight. Thank you so much. God bless you for the good job. All right, cheers.
God bless you too.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, that's
all right.
You too, my brother. Thank you. There. And I have another caller here. And I like it when we make it faster enough for us to kind of quickly chip in. Yeah, hello.
Hello, Mr. Mayegun.
Hello, sir.
Good evening, sir. Baba.
How are you?
Fine, sir. Na Epo the talk. Frayo.
Hey.
Like you said, you'll be calling me Frayo. It's Frayo.
So I will say we agreed on that, didn't we? I said we keep our
yes, of course. That's my real name in my area. They know me for that. Frayo. Yeah. I thank God, everything is fine. Give God the glory. And again, everywhere sweet. Not be so sweet.
Yeah. Where somebody will say everywhere hard, everywhere strong. Baba decided to climb MTN Mast. But some people are like in the commentary and they were like, "Oh, Benny, this one no serious, and I love letter in the right." I say, "Hey, need passion. You should try and have passion a bit." But yeah, people are reacting to what's going on at home, man. So what's your position?
My position is I only want to talk about two things here. The first thing is this prayer issue. See, this prayer issue is that this thing has really destroyed us. This thing don't destroy us, make us speak vernacular language, make us know where they go. This prayer don't destroy us. You get. So it destroyed to a place where we say we know they see the truth again. You get. We know they see the truth. If we tell some people that there are things God cannot, there are some things they will say, oh man, that what God cannot do does not exist. I tell you that there are some things God will not do, and it exists.
No,
God will not come and do it for human being.
They are like, people will say there's nothing God cannot do. But
yes,
there are many things that he will not do, even though he can do them. And you know what I mean now? But I think it's just a way of trying to make people realize that you still have to do something, even if you are those who so believe God this, God that. There are still things you have to do yourself.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is that I went to with friends' graduation here.
Right.
So do you know that when they started the graduation, I never knew they have started. Why? I was waiting for opening prayer. Oh. You know, in Nigeria, if they don't open something with open prayer, the thing has not started. When they finish the program, Baba, I don't know say they don't finish. I was still waiting for closing prayer. Then I asked my girlfriend, have they finished? He said, yes, they don't finish. Just like that, say yes. And he said, what, Maras? He said, no. So I came home, I was started thinking, what better? They started without prayer. They finished without prayer.
And we have to hand today's sermon to the hand of God. He didn't do that.
No, at all. I didn't know when they started, and I was there. I was in the hall because I was still waiting for opening prayer. So when they finished, I didn't know. I was still waiting for closing prayer until everybody started moving out. Then I said, okay, let's go out. So when I go home, I realized, I understand what you said. You said anything they start, any meeting they'll start with open prayer. Then in the middle of the meeting, they will lie to themselves. They would lie from the beginning to the end of the meeting, and they'll still close it with closing prayer.
Thank God for the successful meeting.
Yeah, thank God for the success and everything they said.
Or thank God, or tell God that everything they discuss here, make God help them to implement them. Baba, Heavenly Father, all these things we have decided today here, we ask for your wisdom and understanding that we can do them.
So everything alive. So when I told my friend this experience, and I told him what I learned from you, that why is it that when they start meeting, they will start with opening prayer, and they will end it with closing prayer, and everything they say. That even when I was still in AD, in that political life, when I was in AD, right. I remember normally we start with opening prayer, we finish with closing prayer, and everything will go to tell people now. We now start thinking of how to deceive, how to lie. So I brought all those things to this. My friend was like, hey, Western world, the Western world your eye don't open. So leave us like this. So when I send sometimes I share your videos and all stuff, my friend tells me that we don't like watching Mayegu because it makes us angry. And we see the reality and we don't want to see it. So the more we see it, the angry we become. So Mama sent the cinema. The guy told me, Mama, don't send it to me anymore. I don't send him anymore. Yeah. So the last one I want to end is this revolution, Baba. This is the most important one, I believe. I wanted to call you this afternoon. To my own point of view, this revolution, I think it has to start between us, because Nigeria issue is about light and darkness. These are two things are fighting, light and darkness. And when you say sometimes, you say in the internet, in the social media, they throw blue, they throw this and that. So it is time to bring it, if it's possible, to bring it to physical, because we have to start it within ourselves. Because these people, these evildoers, they are no more than the good people. They are no more. They are no more than the good people are. Yes, but the fear. So the thing is that between light and darkness. The people back in Nigeria, when they are dealing with those people there, even we here in the diaspora, we still have these dark people here that are supporting this evil. Let us start dealing with them here too physically, so that them at home will see that here no peace for them. Then definitely those people maybe in Nigeria, they will take it up to themselves also. Because these people, this is I don't know. That's all my contribution concerning this revolution. That's it.
There are some rule of nature that usually once it kicks off, Baba, there are those you see today who are currently outspoken, like they're like loud. You see them out there simply because the system is so divided. People are so divided and all of that. So they can hide behind bigotry, tribal this, religious that. You see, when nature is ready to take its course, okay, when these people are going down, some of these people will deny them. And majority of them that you see abroad as well, they will be like they never supported these people. Okay?
Okay. I drag them like this guy. What's his name? This really or mockery. That used normally I always hear about him. I don't follow him. I always hear about that kind of a guy. They should bring him out. They should bring him out one day. Give him a beating of his life.
Him is actually like helping him to.
But it will teach other sense now. What do you think about it?
I know what you mean, right? I know how it feels, right? But the thing is this, right? It won't. It's going to help him.
Okay.
You see, somebody like that wanted something to say, oh, they hate me, they attacked me because I am not agreeing with them. Meanwhile, he's really not really relevant in anything other than the fact that he knows how to get Nigerians so enraged and reacting, okay? See, even like Reno, beating them, or even like we're laying them on the street is like
I just feel like
to sustain that clouds.
No, that's what I just feel. Break one of his leg and let him stay like that for his life. He will always remember that.
I know.
And he will know who did it. They will break one of his legs. Then the other will learn.
Don't do that, please. Okay.
I rest my case. So
kind of suggestions, right? Please don't. All right.
Okay.
Okay. But you know what I think will change a lot is the fact that the day that the entire establishment will collect, people like Red and the rest of them, all right, they will be in the trash can of history.
Amen.
But these guys
Amen. Amen. I wish to.
Now that establishment, they kind of make people like that. I promise you. In a serious one, you won't see people like them anymore. Right?
May God help us.
Amen.
Okay, now thank you.
Take it easy, Baba.
Yeah, Baba.
People blow the boy like the hearts. But one thing is this: violence is not something that actually resolves anything. I know a lot of you believe that. You know, in Yoruba land, they say it is not everything that what do you call it? That fighting destroys. I know be everything. Peace, the fix. But I kind of love tactical fight that is not totally physical. Like I mean, if you know what I mean, like I kind of prefer to understand the people I am dealing with. When they expect me to become violent, I can choose not to. I actually don't like violence. Okay, so I can choose not to, and I can still deliver a very fertile blow on them, right? Without having to be that physical. I know this may sound strange to some of you, but violence doesn't really resolve anything. Okay? Except for those who believe that if violence have to be like violence for violence, will only kind of make our side with more violence to feel sort of, to feel good about themselves when they manage to use their violence to suppress the lower violence, okay? Or it builds resentment. You know what is called resentment, right? Where people just feel like, you defeated me because you have more violence than me. Or you can defeat people with all of that, what they say they have, and you defeat them in a way that they will not have anywhere with that to regroup and fight back. I like that. I want this establishment destroyed. Okay? And I know it's going to be the combination, the collaborative effort of so many of us who have a stone to grind with them. I want the establishment destroyed, and violence is the last resort. There are so many ways we can destroy that establishment, many ways. One of them is to actually educate ourselves, educate our mind, as we are doing right now. It is the most powerful tool when you have information, enlightenment enough to discern those who think they are smarter than you or powerful than you. And then you play the card, they get destroyed. You look at them and you realize they're just like ordinary men like you and me, who suddenly feels like they have a edge because of the political or public office you put them in. When you want to destroy them, don't destroy them individually. Destroy the establishment that created them. I believe it's possible. I know some of you would rather like that. They work that way. I'll leave it to it. Hello there.
Hello, my good general yourself.
Mazi, how are you doing today?
I'm okay with Tango and yours.
I'm very well too. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Sorry for
Thank you very much. You're welcome. There's no problem. You're welcome. You're welcome back.
Thank you. And it's good
to
to
miss you
too. Please go on.
Yes, thank you very much. Today, I just want to talk in the angle of this River State government.
Please.
You see, River State, that state, I don't know, it's just a political tools. If you watch that from 1999, when this Yeye democracy started, all the governors there just like that. They are very stupid people. They are drunkards of power.
I think it's something that is wrong with them in that place. Orderly.
Yeah, they are drunkards. Yes. All of them want to be president. All of them. All of them. Amechi, the same. They will use allocation of the state. Just take it and think that is their own personal money. They think it's their personal money. You see this Port Harcourt, they are not the River State. Yeah. It's only Port Harcourt, that place. They run place. Others is living in the water, living the swine, drinking the water where the people is where the same water they drink. This is what is happening in that state. Nothing in that state. Nothing to talk about in the River State. If you go there, people living inside the water, poo, cooking, everything is there. These criminals will just come. When they come, the only allocation they give them, they will hold it by themselves. You know why Wike is doing like that? Wike have hold a lot of money. Wike have basically a lot of money. The power, when you have a little power with the money, then you will know the kind of person. That thing is talking that guy. That's why he's talking everywhere, messing up everywhere. Look at somebody, you are just a common minister in Abuja. You are telling the elected senator what he will do, that he will not come back again.
Yes.
Is it what? If because Nigeria is a country that exists, that kind of person is supposed to be in power.
No.
All the allocation of River State, you hold it in personal pockets. Those schools, that gang that they have formed now, is the same allocation of that money. That money take from that gang. This is what Amechi was doing before. This is what exactly Amechi do also. He take all the money, sponsor Buhari. He sponsor Buhari to be a president. River State money.
He's going to hand it over. He's going to hand over to him.
Yes.
Guess
they used to fool them.
People remember, man. Do you know that Amechi came second in APC primaries?
Yes.
People don't even remember that. Some even think
they don't remember.
Pastor Ruga. Amechi was the only person who came second after Tinubu.
You're right.
Where is he today?
You're right. Nothing. Nowhere to find. Nowhere.
And when the wicked thinks his own end is also going to be nice. No, come on.
No, that's the way. Yes. He's playing God now. Using River State money. He has lobby for PDP. That's why he don't know the way to leave PDP. We just spent a lot for PDP. PDP was not in power 8 years. We can using the money of River State, sponsor PDP, think that he will be a governor, he will be a president of Nigeria. At the end, they betray him. Now you just betray them with small, move to APC to get something from Tinubu. This is how the River State used to be. Let me tell you true. Peter Adelaide, the first governor there, in 1990, the same thing. He was used by Obasanjo too. This is what they used to do. All the allocation, all the money, they will pack it. Somebody now will just fool them, bring them here now. Say, you are going to be a president after me.
That one.
Yes. Yes.
That empty River State money, contesting presidential ticket with Yaradua. Yaradua, we know even them.
No,
I remember all the least spend money.
All of them, it's their hungry powers. All of them looking for power. They are looking for power. Every government, check the history.
He got nothing.
Nothing. This is what Wike is doing now. All of them are the same thing. This is the River State. This is where the program River State to be. The state now, Wike will fight him coming from Abuja every weekend to fighting with him state money. If this guy want to work, this governor, he's not going to work. You know, Wike, all of them are criminals. Nothing. Wike paying a lot of money. Wike have a lot of money. That money is pushing him. If Nigerians are just crying, few people hold their money. When they collect this money from few people, the country will change. But everybody are talking about protest. What do you need? Nigeria don't need protest. Nigeria don't fight to protest. What you need is bloody revolution. Let's go and die. Suicide mission. That's the only thing can save that country. After they save the country with revolution, we come to see it and do a strong institution. The law that will hold the country. If everybody wants to go, everybody go their way. Everybody go, let the country start new. Nothing again. Nothing can save Nigeria. Protest. The revolution, they don't give me date for revolution. This is protest. They have given you date. August to this. These are just political protests. Nothing again. They don't have meaning. So Nigeria want to wake up. They wake up. Yes, they don't have anything to offer. This is just making noise. Don't worry. The hungry will die all one by one. It will come. All of them will die one by one. By their house. Everybody will die inside the house.
Oh, now everybody go chop breakfast. Marcy, thank you so much.
No.
Thank you very much. Man.
You don't cast last. Everybody go chop breakfast.
Oh, gbogbo ala máa jẹ breakfast. Àsìkò tó ní kálukú máa jẹ tiẹ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. Summa bilai.
Hello there.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
This is Mark from Manchester.
Mark from Manchester. How are you doing today, Baba?
I'm fine.
Grand.
Yeah, like I asked the other time. Are you not depressed with all these things?
Not depressed, but I could be exhausted. But sometimes I just feel like it's what I have to do. But sometimes just because you ask, okay, and being honest with you, right? There are times that I have so much. I've seen so much that when it is time for me to put them together so that I can come here and share them with you, I could just be staring at my phone, staring at my screen, and everything will just disappear in my head. And I'll just be there like this for like an hour. And that's the moment I will know that I am loading myself with so much that if I have no way of offloading them, I will have a problem too. So you see, the best for me is to kind of always try myself and offload them. There are many. So I'm kind of beyond being depressed about it now. I am tired.
Yeah, because from what I can see, I don't see anything changing because obviously the so-called oppressors, they follow the news. I believe some of them are here in your forum. They're listening to you. Even some of the DSS guys, they will be monitoring your channels. They listen. They pick all those cues. Maybe once in a while, they sit around, they discuss. You know,
they follow. Especially if they read that my title and what I'm about to talk about, I'll be like, oh, he wants to talk about.
They are here. They're listening. They're here. So don't. They are here all the time. They are in every online networks.
Platforms, exactly.
They are there. So they don't want to pick up because what they're trying to do, they want as much as possible to prevent people from being very motivated to go out there and revolt against the government. So they will try as much as possible to engineer all sort of bigotries, all sort of primordial sentiments. They will throw in the spanners and they will just do anything just to prevent.
Doubts in every group and kind of create some level of divisions and doubt here and there. They work in some places, they don't work in others. But yeah, I kind of acknowledge them too, Mark.
Yeah, so they will never. That's why many of them will be here and they will never press like. So they'll just be there. You just because they don't want. Yeah, so that's it. So for me, revolution, revolution is a spontaneous thing. It's not what you plan for. You give a date, you get ready, you sow as should be, and you go out there. No, that is not revolution. Revolution is more or less like a spirit. People will be provoked to anger, and they will
revolution
do.
Is not peaceful, even though we love to describe it as peaceful protest or peaceful this or that.
No,
you cannot deal with these people peacefully. Be honest.
No, you cannot.
Sure you get.
So exactly, but the truth is that the price of it is blood.
It is.
Do you understand me? It is blood. So I think people are not motivated enough to pay that price because the obvious lives are going to be lost. A lot of things are going to go down. So until people are so much motivated, I think these few people that are oppressing the rest, they will continue. It's going to really get real worse. They are going to still do so many ridiculous things. They are still going to try out so many because they believe they've conquered the people. Right. They believe they've conquered. The people are conquered. So what they do is that
you know what Jimoh Ibrahim said in one interview like that. Yeah. You probably have seen it too. When I describe it right now, there's a possibility that you've seen it. You know Jimoh Ibrahim now, an icon, right? Now, it was on Shehu Okimbaloye's program, and Shehu, as usual, was trying to kind of pull his leg. Like, you guys not afraid that the Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians can rise up against you. You know what he said? When? He's a senator right now. Yeah. He's a senator in Abuja now. I don't know if you remember this video or so. I can go even look for it. I can go and look for it and bring it to everyone. He said when?
Yes.
He said when? She said, what do you mean? Like, people can rise. I've been hearing that since I was a little child. There's nobody rising. That's all I've been hearing. One day Nigerians will rise. One day Nigerians will rise. When? This guy was asking a TV anchor just a few weeks ago. They are not afraid, it seems, right?
Like, you see, look, they don't rate the ordinary Nigerians. So that's why they can come up with anything. They believe we can't do anything. So for me, it's somehow depressing. Sometimes, I come on your show, I just press the like, and sometimes I just want to go. But sometimes when I listen to some of these things, I get so depressed. It could be very frustrating. There's nothing you can do. You just wait for the next news, wait for the next mishap, wait for the next things to go on, and wait for so many people some lives and property to be lost. And you wait for the next government shenanigans. They will come with different kind of news and come. Look at the other day, the president's wife, when they said she's doing some garden farming. It was so irritating. I was just saying, what's this? I mean, it's very insulting. I mean, you do not regard Nigerians to come up and
facing food crisis, and you are talking about planting the wedu, planting tomato at the back of. Come on, man.
So, is that what they're going to use to feed the state house? Then they should give up the budget for the state house and let us use it for something else.
You know the budget for feeding for state house for 2024, bro. 4.2 billion. That's how much Tinubu and Shetima will use in feeding both the Aso Rock. 1.5 billion and then a 2.6 billion. Tinubu will spend
4.2 billion in infrastructures in Lagos, you see something. Put 4.2 billion in some local places, you see schools, you see hospitals, you see something happening. They've not provided security for the farmers. So we are facing food crisis because the people that are farming, they couldn't go down there to farm. They've not done their job. and they are pushing it back to the people as if the people are senseless. The people cannot do anything. Try and do some farming. Put the other doing that man is shameless. You know, was it's so irritating sometimes when you hear these things, and we go on, and sometimes one just get tired. The issue is that you used to say that none of us is going to come out of this life alive. Yeah,
that's right. That one thing alone, maybe when people say it that way, that no matter what you do, no matter how much you try to be safe, there's something that is guaranteed. None of us is going to leave this world alive. None of us.
Death is a short end. You see, you know, when you move around the graveyard, yes, we all have a place somewhere.
Yes.
Either you be in the ground or you be cremated someday. Everybody's going to surely go. Do you understand me? So, but then life has to have a meaning, because if your life does not have a meaning, then you just wasted your existence at the end of the day. Do you understand? Like Socrates used to be, life not examined, it's not a life well lived. You know, at the end of the day. So now, what is the meaning of one's life, one's existence? Just eat, just occupy space, and the end of the day.
I know. You see, when they talk about people dying, and when all of us knows that we're all going to die, then you should stop worrying about dying and worry more about living. There are so many people who are alive today, but they are not alive. They are not living. They are just existing. And Nigeria is turning a lot of people into that category of zombies. Those who are just existing, who are not living.
Because to some extent, we see this concept of death. Sometimes we have to be attuned with it.
Yes.
We have to think of death more, because sometimes when you start thinking of death, that's when you start living at the end of the day. Because right, it's going to be a short end, so why not live something? Live a life, quality life.
For something. So even if you have to die, or if you have to fall, at least you will be known to have stood for something, rather than live in fear and just exist and
live
BS.
Live for 30 years of penuries, live like a subhuman. That is not life.
That's not life.
You live 2 or 3 years of real quality. That is a life well spent at the end of the day. Exactly, at the end of the day. So if you look at the Nigerian space there, somehow you begin to wonder, are people really exist? Are people really living there? They're not living anymore. Just a few greedy folks, just like it has been since 600, 800, when people were enslaved, some of the elite collaborating with those imperialists, enslaving the rest. That is still the same thing happening. The format still did not change. We have just some few politicians enslaving the rest. Exactly. So it still has not changed. Just some few people, some few prominent family, few people that have always been in corridors of power, that just there. The rest people, the rest families, they are just there living in penuries, living, suffering, and and they are completely being brainwashed, being lied to. And that's the power of narrative, which one of the things you are trying to do. You're one of those people that are trying to now actually try to actually how will I put it now? You're trying to now, is it change the narrative or try to even question some narrative? Because while growing up, we are fed with some narratives. Do you understand me? Because I used to say the mind is a very potent aspect of every human. And it could be a very dangerous aspect, because it depends on the kind of narrative that is fed to the mind at the end of the day. Because from those narrative, you will form your paradigm. From those paradigm, then that's the way you see life. And the way you see life is the way you're going to approach life. And that's the way you're going to act. We see life from different perspectives. No two persons have the same reality. We have different realities because the way we see life. Do you understand me?
Right.
So at the end of the day, some narrative has to be questioned again, because sometimes we've been fed with some faulty narrative filled with flaws, especially some religious narrative. At the end of the day, we need to question it at the end of the day, because some of those things we just accepted and we didn't actually question it.
Mark, the problem there is that we come from a place where people consider asking questions as indirect condemnation. So therefore, when you ask questions, sometimes they will ask, "Why are you asking?" And you'll be like, "I just want to know." You don't have to know everything. Leave it alone. Or are you trying to condemn it? I'm not condemning it. I want to know. So we come from a place where asking questions is considered as being out of bound. But we need to stop it, like you said, right? Some people thought it was ideal not to question some people back then, right?
No.
That concept is no longer applicable anymore. People are making decisions or taking decisions that are affecting millions of lives, and they don't want to be questioned. No.
Because of those, many of those narratives were laced with fears, false fears. If you act like this is going to be the consequences. Those are lies, and that's what some of those religious leaders have been, have been living on. They will just put some unnecessary pronouncement, and they believe people don't accept it. If you don't accept it, oh, are you questioning the man of God? I mean, that's bullshit at the end of the day. Because let me tell you, see, we live in the human realm. God has given us, control your realm. You don't have to step into the realm, to come and start playing some partial game with you. Okay, I will support this one. No, that's not God for you. My guy, you work hard, put in the work, do that, you get results. Think of something creative, you get results. For God's sake, why did he give you the brain? Do you understand me? Why did he give you all those things if he has to do it for himself, for you? Humans, we have so much powers endowed. So, but some people have refused not to use it. Some people have become lazy. You see, look, going around seeking a miracle, things with just something. You are lazy. You're a criminal. That's what you are. Because you just think you just want things just to happen, and the other person will work hard, and the person will not get the same results. You will be favored. Man, that's criminal. At the end of the day, this is a criminal-minded person. So you going on when you're moving around from you go to church, you do this one, you do not work out to get results, and you think that okay, you just sit down and think, sorry, God is not going to answer that kind of prayer. That for me, religion is personal at the end of the day. But if I have to now, because I've accepted it, I believe God is not partial, it's very logical. Do you understand me? You say, no, sorry, my friend. You can waste your time, you can waste your economic time and not do the right thing. Sorry, you're going to still have a very bad result where you are.
Not going to come and favor you that way.
No. It's not going to do that. No, that's not how it works. So we know if he's going to do his own thing, he's going to do his own thing. But what you're supposed to do as a human being, it's not going to do it for you. You understand me? At the end of the day, so waste your time enough. So, but that is that. So that's why that's the power of narrative. Narratives are very important because people have been using narrative for years. Even people in the Western world, they try to capture the narrative. That's why I see most big platforms all over the world, they try to own it. Is it the Twitter space, CNN, BBC? Those are places where you push narrative. And narrative are what you use to program human beings, mass programming.
Public mindset about
opinion.
You are right.
Yes. So like your platform now, you're trying to now, question narrative now. We're trying to put the narrative into finance. Try to now, question the narrative and really see what's the logic behind this. How true is this? Is this a real fact? Or people are just trying to do some sort of fear mongering, using some false premises, to push some business narrative. So we have to own our own narrative. And we have to question narrative at the end of the day, because it's from narrative that we are going to form our perspective. And that is what we're trying to do here. And that's why people here in this platform, part of it you have to do, if you click like, you already started doing the fight, because this will go on to, many people will see it, and that will also now make them to have a rethink. You are pushing a narrative. You are trying to now make people, be self-conscious to be able to put in some narrative so that these political leaders, combining with other thieves, religious thieves, they cannot just come and sell you any kind of narrative, because at the end of the day, trying to do some, they do some ethnic and religious bigotry engineering at the end of the day. They want, people to be fighting and say based on religion. For goodness sake, look, I come from Delta, but I was born in Lagos. I knew Lagos all my life. Yeah. I knew people down there. Do you understand me? It's more like a home to me. I have more nostalgic feeling when I'm in Lagos. But in Delta, most times I just feel like this is a strange place at the end of the day. Do you understand me? But now some people will now come and start separating you. You are this one. You come from this place. You know
Delta. Not because you have not been going back to Delta, but they are saying it in a way as if to say you are a stranger in a place you were born.
I'm more of a negotiator.
This is political.
I'm more of a negotiator more than you.
See, that is where I actually want people to pay serious attention. And I'm so happy that somebody like yourself could see through all of that. That these narratives that they are forcing on people, right? It's so political, right? That as dangerous as it is, so it is so political that when you meet the people you actually grew up with, you'll be questioning yourself. This wasn't the narrative of us growing up.
Yeah, so look, so that's why I said sometimes, when some people come, it is not all the Yorubas. It's just a clique of very minute clique of gangs that come there because that is where I grew up.
Like us are not talking, right? Mark, people like us keep short, okay? You see now that a lot of people who now know that these Ronukus are pure minority trying to force this false narrative on the rest of us and all of that. If people like us have not been speaking up, there are people who are already accepting that, saying, those are Yorubas, that's what they do. But somebody like yourself grew up in Yoruba land, and you'll be there and be like, no. Was I lied to? This wasn't the Yoruba land I grew up in. And they say, no, it is. That's how they do. No, that's not how they do. But for the fact that we're able to put in and continue to change the narrative this way, it's a great work, honestly. And I'm glad there are so many people like yourself who are doing the same. So you can see through it. It is.
Yeah, it is at the end of the day. But at the end, what is going to happen is that these oppressors will never remove their knees from the neck of the people. If the people do not fight back, it's not going to happen. Imagine what happened in Kenya. Do you ever believe that the government will be making such kind of drastic decisions, making some, doing some things that you will never ever imagine? Because the people have to twist the hand of the government. They have to tell them, we are the boss. You're not. But right now, the Nigerians are still just them until people are ready to. That's why I said the price is.
I'm not too optimistic about that, right? But somehow,
yes.
Like from where you started, okay, that how are you not so depressed or tired about doing this whole thing every day and for years now? The reason is that there is still some ray of light, okay, in this dark cloud. All right. We may not know when it's going to happen, sooner or later, but it is always there. Kenyans today that we are using as role models, as an example today, this too is almost impossible. To an average Kenyans, they are still watching in disbelief. Really? Is this Kenya? Is this actually happening in Kenya? This is so impossible. They are as divided as Nigeria. That's why I said there are some bit of ray of hope here and there that people should not completely write them off. It's going to happen. Mark.
My brother, before I close, it's the one of the main determinants of anything in life is fear.
I know.
We all live with our fears, but it depends on the degrees of fears you have. That will determine the kind of actions you will take. I can still see a lot of fear in the land. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
So people are so much scared, they don't want to take any risk until they are motivated by whether by the hardship or whatever, and they begin to lose those fear. Until then, I think we just keep waiting.
I know. Honestly. I mean, the fact that we keep reminding them that nobody is coming from the diaspora except those who volunteer to go themselves. But if you are in Nigeria and hoping that the diasporans are going to come around for this, you're not ready. So we'll kind of talk to those who are. Mark, thank you so much.
Thank you. So, but guys, you guys click like, it's part of the revolution. Just click like.
Bless you, sir.
All right.
Mark, you have a good one, okay? And send me where to our people in Manchester, Papa.
Yeah.
You have a good one, okay? Nice one. That's how we're going to draw the curtains tonight. My time is up. I know we managed to start early enough, though, but I am going to see you tomorrow, okay? And if you join me in the afternoon, whatever you can say this evening, you can come around and say that tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening, okay? And good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ pẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Máyégún Diary politico.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù.
máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.